Hello, Pisces, and welcome to Indigo Rising Tarot. Thank you so much for joining me today, and I hope you're having a great day. This will be your weekly reading for the week of June 7th through the 13th. And during that time, we have a last quarter moon that comes in on the 8th. And that's a time of first, like realize our dreams, realize the things that we've been working on during the last cycle to kind of start tying up those loose ends of things. Just attain our full potential and get rid of our negative emotions and just any negativity that we're having. We then have the waning crescent moon, and that is a time of calm and stability where we do wrap up those things that we started and we start thinking about, just looking back and thinking that, what worked out, what didn't work out, and what might we want to change or start when the new moon comes around next week. So just a good time for self-reflection and to learn and grow and think about all of those things. So please keep those moon energies in mind as we move through the week. This will be an intuitive general reading for energies that you may or may not encounter, Pisces. So, as always, please take what resonates here and leave what doesn't on the table for someone else. And your overall message for this reading is a time for healing, which I think was also your title for last week. So, whatever you've got going on might be taking some time to get through. So, internet hugs to you. Let's see what you guys have going on. My fun weekly reminder for you this week, Pisces, is that you try to look around at what the synchronicities of the universe is telling you. It might be guiding you in some direction, and it's just a different language. And if you're aware of it, you see it and you can recognize it. I know, when I first started understanding, I mean, I've had synchronistic things going on really forever, but to really understand it as a language and to kind of, some weeks I pay more attention than others, honestly. So, but just try to pay attention to that this week. Is it songs that you're overhearing or a conversation that you might overhear? It could be a billboard that you see or a bumper sticker. It's just so strange, all the different ways that, might be a book that falls into your lap or a phone call that you get. It's just all the different ways. Maybe a movie that you watch has a message in it that you needed to hear. So just pay attention to the universe and its synchronicities. And just that's my fun weekly reminder this week. All right, let's get into this reading. We've got Pisces, June 7th through the 13th, a time for healing. Your present energy right now is the Three of Wands. So you're definitely thinking about, Three of Wands is really, it can be about new things, new ventures that it could be about travel too. You might be thinking about vacation or maybe just getting away. If you're doing some sort of healing right now, sometimes just getting away from where we are, you know, just like if you can get to the ocean, if you don't live by the ocean, if you can just get somewhere quiet to just think and process things. Sometimes we just need that in our life. So that could be kind of where your mindset is now. Is I just want to get away, which I understand, especially if you're healing through something. Your current situation is the Nine of Cups. So you're also feeling a little bit of self-satisfaction about something. And it could be that you're just proud of yourself that you are managing something and going through and healing it. So good for you. And it's okay. It's okay to have that feeling, even though there's something that's going on for you here that yeah, you kind of want to run away from, but also you are managing it. And so good on you. And that's really a card that's saying that it's okay to feel, that sense of self-satisfaction that you're dealing with something. At the root of this situation is the Knight here of Pentacles. So some sort of movement or activity in the material realm. And this could be, sometimes when we're healing, it's just retail therapy, right? That you might just purchase something or just to get your mind off, um that's something that of course all of us do sometimes when it's like, well, why am I shopping? Oh, well, I was trying not to think of this other thing, right? So that could be something that you're doing. I mean, I just get the feeling that all of these things are, yeah, you're dealing with it, yeah, you're thinking about getting away, you can temporarily escape with some retail therapy, but you're still going to have to keep going back to the thing that you're healing and just trying to work through it. And it's hard, I know. It's good to get a break from it. So in your recent past here, Page of Swords. So there's something here that's new for you in the way of thinking, communicating. It could be something new that you're talking about. Again, if you're healing something, it could be some new information that just came in. in your recent past. And so that's what you're just having to manage it. It's a new path when it comes to thoughts, ideas, that sort of thing. So as you're navigating the new path again, you're trying to also escape from it. So you've got to learn about it and learn how to work through it. But I can tell that I just get this feeling that you're like, can I just go on a vacation and forget about it for a while? I don't blame you. I understand. What's on your mind here is, yeah, your ultimate happiness. So that's where you're trying to get back to. And this is the reason we do all of these things, and the reason that things are presented to us to learn and heal and grow from it is about your ultimate happiness. So even though, again, even though you feel like you do want to run, just it's okay, it's all going to be okay. And it all ultimately leads to things being really happy. So let's make sure that we keep our eye on that prize there. What is just ahead of you here is the Hermit. So, this is inner wisdom. This is kind of going on that quest. It's you don't really feel social, when you're kind of in hermit mode. You want to be quiet. You want to take that time to rest and meditate because you're kind of looking for those answers inside of yourself. That's where those answers lie. And it is kind of a quest. It's a quest to figure out, how do I heal through whatever this is that you're going through and get back to this happy family moments and those happy things. And that's where you really want to end up, and that's where you want the rest of your life to be. So that's a good way to focus. But I can tell that you're getting away. Like if you were thinking this, I'm thinking cabin in the woods again. I just imagine you by yourself, looking into the ocean, just a time to really think and process some things. All right, what is in your advice position here is the Empress. So also, as you're working through this healing, remember that the Empress is about children and motherhood. And is that your focus right now? Is your focus these things that you've committed to long term? The advice is to really turn to that, to turn to motherhood, to turn to family, to doing those things that you really focus on. And that's where your healing really lies, is to really focus on those things and let those be the things that bring you the most joy, because those are the things that bring you the most joy with whatever's going on in the world and whatever else is out there. Being with your family, being with your kids, those are the things, for me anyway, it's the things, they make me laugh really hard. So I just have the most fun and I relax the most when those are the things that I focus on. What is beyond your control this week? Knight of Wands. So action kind of on the passion front, things that are maybe a little bit fiery. That's just kind of beyond your control. That's going to be out there for you this week. So pay attention to those things, or just be aware of those things. What is your secret desire? Or what are you trying to avoid? Page of Wands, which is about nurturing some new passion. Are you trying to avoid that right now? Because you are so focused on this hermiting and just trying to figure everything out. I mean, I would imagine that I would maybe be trying to avoid new things. Or is your secret desire to have some new passion to take your mind off of things? That could be too. There's no right or wrong answer. It's just really on how you're going to manage it. But it is a good question to ask yourself, is how am I managing it? And is it something that's productive, or do I just not even want to do that? So something to think about for you. And your outcome this week is the King of Wands. So look at all the wands coming up. We've got the Knight, the Page, the King. The only one that we're missing is the Queen. And so all of that royalty in the passion realm. And maybe this is about, where do your passions lie? And do they lie here with motherhood, with your happy family? And maybe you do need to think about those things as you're making the decisions that you're making and moving through the healing. And why would what is it that you're of course, everybody's situation is going to be different, but what is it that you're seeking on this hermiting quest? And it looks like it has something to do with, where do your passions lie? And asking yourself those questions. What are the things that really, really light a fire under you? And it looks like, for sure it could be motherhood and family, and that those are the things that you need to hold dear and make sure that you're engaging with. So, don't spend so much time in hermit mode that you're ignoring those things, because those are the things that really, really matter. What is hidden from you here at the bottom of the deck is lots of choices. So with that Seven of Cups, you don't really have a whole lot of choices. It is what it is. You're on this track that you're on. And again, you're healing, you're getting there. And I feel like you're getting there. I feel like just focus on the things that are really important to you right now. All right, let's get you a final message here from the Soul Oracle deck. Final message for Pisces as they go through this healing time and this hermiting time. And correct your mistakes. Okay, so none of us are perfect. Whatever mistakes you have that are in with whatever's going on, just make sure you make those corrections for yourself. Let's see what you need to do in the way of self-care. Self-care this week for Pisces as they are healing. And the card that you get is the card called Truth. Truth is different at different levels of consciousness. Reserve judgment. Okay, that's very true. Truth, correct your mistakes. A time for healing, go within, but pay attention to those things that you're very passionate about. And again, it looks like, there's some new ways of, there's some new message or something that has come in that's new, but it is making you kind of want to run and escape this week and maybe go into being, go into your little hermit crab there, um, and not communicate. So I understand that, because you're kind of stuck. There's no choices. You're just kind of stuck where you are. So make sure that you are really understanding your own passions. What drives you, looks to be, according to this, that's motherhood, family, those sorts of things. Hold on to those things as you're healing, because those are the things that you're healing for, so you can be ever present for them. So Pisces, thank you so much for being here. I hope there's something in this reading that you can take away and use in a positive way in your life this week. If you're comfortable sharing, drop me a comment down below. Let me know if anything here resonated, or if you had questions. I'd be happy to answer those for you. Also, if you like my reading style, hitting like and subscribe is really a great way to help me, and I appreciate that from you so, so much. Also, it helps you find me next week. Come on back and let's see where this healing process goes for you and what's next for you in your story. So thanks so much again, and I'll see you next week. Bye-bye.